Leeway Odyssey, location Gulf of St. Lawrence.
Ever wonder how we know whether a certain species might be threatened or endangered? One of the best ways to gather data is to simply look.
Researchers watch the water with binoculars and cameras.
We're going to be focusing on pelagic surveys for the first day, looking at the seabirds and what marine mammals, what whales, seals, and maybe even some sea turtles will surface around us.
The animated ocean.
A pelagic survey is a survey of the pelagic zone, which means everything in the ocean except for the sea floor, which is called the benthic zone.
Isabel watches the water.
In other words, we're looking for animals that fly and swim.
A man in a green jacket spots a white bird through binoculars.
That's one gannet. I'll have to check the Latin long when we get inside.
But that can be harder than it sounds.
Gannet 1 flying inside Bravo.
A blonde woman speaks into a headset.
Holly Hogan is a bird observer with the Canadian Wildlife Service.
I am doing very specific type of seabird survey where I'm just looking straight ahead of the ship and off to 90 degrees. As I identify each bird, count them, identify what it is and what age it is, whatever information I can get. Great back 1 flying outside Echo. It is then dictated to a data file. So all the data that I'm collecting, when I speak it, it goes directly into a spreadsheet.
It's so impressive that you can recognize them.
Well, I'm glad you're impressed.
Yeah. It's a small sample size, but over the course of many years of observation, scientists can produce a baseline of population information.
So then that information can be used for all kinds of things, like deciding on what areas need to be protected, what kinds of developments can happen, and for example, if there was an oil spill offshore, you could look in the database and go, okay, who's out there?
It's like a sea census. It helps us to better understand this habitat, which happens to be full of life, thanks to a phenomenon known as upwelling.
Coming down the Strait of Belle Isle, you have the Labrador Current, which is really cold water, highly oxygenated, and you have it mixing with the waters coming from the St. Lawrence. And when these waters hit each other, it causes big stirring action. So that brings nutrients up from the bottom. So what you have are the essentials for life, which is nutrients, light, and oxygen. And all those things come together beautifully here in the Gulf.
It's like stirring a bowl of soup. All the good stuff rises to the top.
Birds dive into the water.
That's one reason so many animals come here. The pelagic zone of the Gulf is like a big buffet, a table set with nutritious food for all kinds of hungry creatures.
A whale surfaces and blows, then slips back beneath the waves.